Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another F1 2020 My Team video. It is race number 7 on the 2020 calendar for Formula 1. We are on the streets of Monte Carlo getting ready for the Monaco Grand Prix. This is a race that has been cancelled in real life for 2020, unfortunately, but for us, we still get to tackle this tricky streets of Monte Carlo. And despite how challenging this circuit is, this is actually a great track for us because the AI are not too strong on Monaco for whatever reason. So we actually have a pretty good chance at outperforming our car by being at least a decent driver at Monaco and hopefully getting a points result today. And hopefully without the help of some crazy good luck, because I feel like we've used up all our good luck in the past couple of weeks for like an entire season or two as we go to talk to Claire.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. How do you feel the competition is for you this season?
Funny question, you know? Honestly, we're going to answer this question honestly. It's not as close as I'd like it to be just because we have been getting better finishing positions, but I'll answer nicely.
You left some body work out there on the track. Were you struggling for grip?
Listen, Claire, it's Monaco. I'm trying to learn the car at Monaco. We got a couple of scrapes, so be it.
Appreciate your time.
Cool. So, one of the things that's unfortunate about having a teammate like Mazepin is he does not really get many resource points out of practice. Like, the man's barely getting 100 resource points, which is not good. But, of course, at the beginning of your career mode, you don't have a chance to get a decent teammate. So, it just is what it is. We have to deal with Mazepin for what he is and more what he isn't, I suppose, as we are currently on provisional pole coming out of the first corner. How? I'm not sure, but watch us sink like a rock, but hopefully not too far. Like I said, I'm confident in our pace, and after practice, I'm really liking the way this car is hooked up to the racetrack. I feel like, especially with the rear downforce upgrades we've been working on with this Cookie Monster car, we have gotten this thing working a lot better as we ride the curb. The P2 momentarily, now we drop down to P7, P8, though if we can get like P7, P8, that's almost best of the rest territory, so that's fantastic for us, and I think, you know, best of the rest is what we can hopefully aim for as we are currently P8, P9, gonna try to make up some ground in the chicane, and we do. It's P7 now as we enter the swimming pool section. This is a high-speed part of the circuit. I absolutely love this one. You have to be fearless to gain time. That we are, getting as close to the barrier as possible, and now rounding the final couple of corners, it is still P7. Charles Leclerc looking like he will grab pole position for his home Grand Prix. Meanwhile, for us, it is looking like a P7 and best of the rest for this Monaco Grand Prix, as once again we go to Claire.
Let's have your thoughts. It's been a great qualifying session for you. Are you going to carry that momentum into the race?
Hey, that is the hope, right? Especially with how hard it is to pass at Monaco. If we could start P7 and finish P7, that's fine by me.
How do you feel about this team's performance this season?
Don't really care, to be honest. But yeah, the answer that we gave to the previous question was pretty honest. If we could use strategy and hold our track position, make our pit stop, come out in clean air, I think getting a P7 is good for us. So, yeah, thank you, Claire. So, as you guys see, we are currently dominating the rivalry against Giovinazzi. That's not too much of a worry. What is a worry is the Monaco Grand Prix. Let's go to it.
Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino, first opened in 1863. And, of course, a certain road race, first held here in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco then. It's not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo, and although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Now, I want to ask you about Lewis Hamilton. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday puts him on pole, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, Cook, Ocon, Ricciardo, Norris, and Kimi Raikkonen. Sainz, Gasly, Alexander Albon. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Grosjean, Giovinazzi, Stroll, Kevin Magnussen, and Sergio Perez. Kvyat, Russell, Mazepin, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Well then, by virtue of a grid penalty taken by the Red Bull of Alexander Albon, we are in P6. As you see, it's an obvious one stop, 5 red lights on and 5 red lights out. We are underway with the Monaco Grand Prix. Bottas gets a great start, but he has nowhere to go. Hamilton does not get a good start, and that holds up the outside line as we maintain P6. We did make some contact with Verstappen, but no wing damage, at least visible to our damage model, so we carry on behind Valtteri Bottas, behind Max Verstappen, just ahead of the red nose of Ocon and Ricciardo. Of course, Ricciardo's so good at this Monte Carlo circuit, so he may be a player to watch out for as everybody's braking early. Hamilton trying to make a move. We make a move on Bottas, tugging on the back wheel of Verstappen, and we do make the move on Valtteri Bottas in the hairpin. Of course, on the first lap, in a hairpin turn, that is the best spot to overtake the AI. And besides that, I'm not sure there will be any other overtaking as we look at a replay of what unfolded in the first half of the first lap here in Monte Carlo. We got a pretty good start off the line. We just had nowhere to go because it's such a short run, such a narrow run into turn 1. You saw Bottas got a terrific start. And for that, he loses a position to us. Just like, you know, hopping on the curb, so be it. We'll make the move on Bottas. Not exactly clean, but we will take it. Lewis Hamilton sets a purple lap, but he is still behind Leclerc. Leclerc holding on to the pole position now that we are in the race, still in first place. Verstappen getting away in P4 to be expected. Bottas is not really putting too much pressure on us. Look in the rear view. That was Bottas nearly lost the back end, and he's going to back himself up to the Renaults of Ocon and Ricciardo. But as we go to the next lap, Bottas has cut the gap all the way down. Here he comes steaming in that Mercedes, and he's actually going to take a look on the inside. Contact, and around goes Valtteri Bottas. Bottas is parked at the chicane. We get away, but there is a safety car. Valtteri Bottas may have not gotten away as cleanly. Gasly is out of this session. We look at an instant replay, and bam, down goes Bottas. Was that our fault? Was that Valtteri's fault? We'll try to analyze that in a second, but first things first, we need to worry about making our pit stop right here, right now. I think we're going to make our one and only pit stop of the Monaco Grand Prix, and we are going to, I believe, be chucking on the medium tires. That's what Jeff told us to put on, so I believe we are going to be putting on the mediums and trying to take them all the way to the end of this Grand Prix. Now, tire wear not too high in Monaco, but you know, it's still going to be a concern when we have to take these mediums. Like what? Once the safety car is done, we got to take them at least 30 laps to the end. We see Grosjean getting away. Grosjean has not pit yet. Latifi has not pit yet. We are just going to come out ahead of the Williams, which is major for us because we do not want to be behind a Williams at Monaco. How hard it is to pass as we look at, we're going to look at a couple of replays here to try to exactly analyze what happened here and also see what happened to the rest of the pack. So a lot of people got damaged. I believe that's Ricciardo who sneakily maneuvered his way around all this mess. We are on board with, I believe this is Gasly. Oh my, Gasly already smashed into the back of what looks like Ocon. And then I think it was Alexander Albon right behind that just finished him off. This is on board with Albon. Bam. Immediately Albon is ghosted. A lot of people got ghosted. So you guys see Bottas takes a look on the inside. The problem with that is there's really nowhere to go as far as trying to make an overtake in that chicane. So, you know, at some point I have to make my turn into the apex of that corner. I really wasn't expecting Bottas to even dive me there, so I didn't exactly leave him space, but it's kind of a poor move by Bottas at the same time to attempt to make that move. So, I'm not going to be losing any sleep over, you know, making that contact with Bottas. So we're going to fast forward. You know, whatever. Maybe it's a little bit of my fault, but like I said, man, like, Botas was faster. He could have found a better avenue to make a pass at a better time when he at least had a nose ahead of us before that corner. And could have kind of elbowed us out. We had the corner, so it's whatever. So we are back under green here. We are in P7 after the pit stops. Everybody in front of us pit under the safety car, including the Ferraris that double stack. So you see Vettel's on the hards and Grosjean's on the mediums. But Grosjean has not pit yet. He's the only one ahead of us that has not pit. So Grosjean and the Haas may back us up here for a little bit. We have to find a way around Romain Grosjean. The problem is we are at Monaco and it's just not happening. We just cannot get close enough to Grosjean to make the pass. I can't exactly find the right spot to pass Grosjean without risking our car and, you know, putting it in a very compromising position. So at this point, you know, we're stuck. It's Monaco. This is what Monaco is about. It's a track position race. The race is won and lost on qualifying day. Otherwise, you know, it's just pure on track position. It's pretty easy to tell we are faster than Grosjean. It's just that, you know, we can't exactly get close enough down this straightaway to make the overtake. And, you know, we could get close to Grosjean in different parts of this track. It's just that if we get too close to him, we risk running into the back of him and getting damage. And quite frankly, it's not exactly worth us crashing into the back of Grosjean, as we could try to hopefully make this overtake clean. This is by far our best run down the front straightaway with DRS, with the battery kicked up, with rich fuel mixture, and it's still not enough to get by the Haas. Meanwhile, behind us, Nicholas Latifi, who also has yet to make his first pit stop and probably only pit stop like Romain Grosjean. Latifi is absolutely backing up the rest of the pack. So Latifi is doing just absolute wonders for our race by just backing everybody up behind us. So, you know, it makes it that less frustrating that we're stuck behind Grosjean, knowing that, you know, once Grosjean does pit, we're going to be in P6 and hopefully finish in P6, especially since Latifi is backing everybody up so far. Once Latifi does make his pit stop, Giovinazzi might be the guy behind us, and Giovinazzi in the Alfa Romeo won't exactly be too pacey himself. So we have a lot of friends behind us. It always seems like we have Giovinazzi right behind us. You know, I don't know why. Like, the perfect rival for us, because he just always seems to be outperforming for whatever reason in his sophomore season in that Alpha. As you guys see, I'm checking on the tire wear because, remember, we put on mediums and we do not want to make another pit stop. The plan is no more pit stops until the end of the race. But, well, one, our plan is getting foiled by the fact that we currently have no DRS activated. The rear wing is malfunctioning for whatever reason, so we will not have DRS for the front straightaway. There's only one DRS zone here at Monaco, so it's not as costly as it would be at a track like Belgium or Italy at Monza, but here we are without any DRS. It's going to make, you know, attempting an overtake on Grosjean just a bit more difficult than it already has been, which is, like, you know, damn near impossible. This is a really good opportunity for us, but we do not even have the DRS activated. We cannot activate the DRS. I'm not sure we're going to get our rear wing fixed before the end of this race. It's up to the crew to, like, randomly fix it, like, electronically. So I don't really know what the deal is with that. So we truly are stuck behind Grosjean. It's now lap 19 out of 39. And finally, oh, you can hear the joy in my voice as Grosjean finally pits. It looks like Raikkonen's in the pits as well. So Raikkonen was actually ahead of us, and he had not made a pit stop. So, of course, you are required to make one pit stop. So these guys, a decent strategy by Grosjean and Raikkonen to go long as they possibly can and get track position. So, especially you see what it's done for Raikkonen's race. He comes out about 9.5 seconds behind us. He's on the hards, but how fast our mediums are degrading, Raikkonen might catch up to the back of us before the end of this race, because this tire wear already at 40% on the left rear, and we've done half of the stint. Remember, we've been under green since, I believe, lap 8. We now fast forward to the end of lap 23, and the left rear is at 46%. So that's after about 16 laps of green. We have to do another, like, almost 16 laps. I'm starting to realize that these mediums might not make it to the end. So you see I'm checking the pit rejoin position right now because I'm seriously contemplating making a pit stop. Now, if we do make a pit stop, I'd like to pit for the soft tire, but if we pit too early, it's going to be, you know, by the time we pit for soft tires too early, the soft tires are going to degrade on us, and they're going to be completely worn out. So we run all the way to the end of lap 28. We box in, even though we were not scheduled to make another pit stop. The crew wanted us to go all the way to the end. I didn't have confidence in the tires. I didn't have confidence in the car and the pace. You know, I didn't want to risk it. With our pit rejoin position looking like a P8 or P9, I was like, you know what? Let's just make our pit stop, and we'll see if we can maybe make an overtake or two with all of these guys on hards. We're going to be on softs until the end. The soft tires may burn out with a lap or two left, but, you know, hopefully by the time we make a couple of overtakes, we're kind of chilling, and we can just ride to the end on more soft tires. So, not the way I would have liked this race to go. If I had my choice on that lap 5 pit stop under the safety car, I would have put on hards to the end, and we would have easily been in P5 ahead of Kimi Räikkönen, just chilling. Just chilling. Because it's not like we really needed the mediums. As you see, Lando Norris has blown up right ahead of us. I wonder if that's going to be a safety car. The McLaren's going to be out of the race. That makes our life a little easier. We don't have to worry about how we're going to overtake Norris. He is out of the way. So far, we've overtaken Grosjean, we've overtaken Norris, and now we're catching up to the back of Daniel Ricciardo. So we're making a lot of quick work early on. So yeah, I mean, I would have put on the hards until the end, but I mean, we just cannot look back at that now. I mean, I guess with more experience, I would have switched the tire compound to hard on my own. I was trying to get confirmation from the pit crew before we went into the pits under the safety car when it first came out, whether it was a good idea to pit at all, like what the right idea was. But Jeff was on the radio talking about how the safety car was out and my Delta needed to be slowed down. You're just talking a bunch of nonsense. So shout out to our race engineer for being absolutely useless when we needed him most. You notice that we did not try to dive Ricciardo going into the chicane there because we are not Valtteri Bottas. We're not going to risk our whole race knowing that we are faster than Ricciardo, and we can most likely make this move right here, right now. At least I think so. We might be too far away. We're going to give it a go anyways, and we dive to the inside of Ricciardo. A super aggressive move, but Ricciardo on the hards and us on the softs. Ricciardo does not have the grip. He does not have the acceleration to fight the position from us, and we are comfortably in P6. So ultimately, the pit stop for us, you know, making the extra pit stop is not going to cost us, which you would think it would at Monaco, but I believe, you know, first Latifi backing everybody up and now Grosjean P8 backing up so many cars behind him. It's allowed us to just have this bubble to be in, to where we're just comfortable, you know, making an extra pit stop, making up time, not having to worry about the guys behind us. So we are now catching up to Räikkönen to try to retake P5 in this race. Räikkönen on the hards for about 15 laps now at least, maybe like 16 or 17 laps now as we cross the line. Our softs are starting to go away a little bit. Tire wear is very high on the softs here at Monaco. So these things are already pretty high on the wear percentile. So we got to try to make this move on Räikkönen as quickly as we possibly can. Otherwise, the avenue, the window for us making this overtake might go away pretty soon. So this might be it right here, right now, as we close onto the back of the Alfa Romeo. This is a poor exit from us. That was bad. And we are just going to be too far away from Räikkönen. With that Ferrari engine, the illegal Ferrari engine, underneath that Alfa Romeo, there's no way we're going to catch him even with DRS down the straightaway. We just did not execute that one well, so we're going to have to relock, reload, and try it again. We just have not been able to get close enough to cars to make a clean overtake attempt. So, you know, it seems like the straightaway is really our only opportunity, and even then, we just haven't really been able to get the job done, and it's not going to happen again because this is going to be another bad exit as we enter the penultimate lap of the race. We're still not going to be close to Räikkönen. To Kimi's credit, he's doing a great job of parking the car in the final corner or two to where, like, he's backing that corner up purposely so I can't get a nice run without risking running into the back. So just veteran tactics by Kimi. So, yeah. At the same time, like, I'm cool with P6, even though I think we should have gotten 5th place. Like, who am I to complain with the way, you know, this race is going? A 6th place in this Cookie Monster car is still vastly overperforming. And, you know, the way this race went, I think 6th place is about where we should have finished, except Bottas should have been ahead of us. So, you know, P7 is really where we would have finished if Albon had never taken the grid penalty, but, you know. You see, I'm trying to stay behind Räikkönen, trying to stay behind, but at this point, the tires are gone. The tires are absolutely shot. I think we're going to get a good look at the tire wear in a second. Yes, here we go. 57% on the rear, so we're just absolutely burning these rear tires up. Even with the rear downforce upgrades, it's still not enough. We still need to get a little bit more to this car. maybe a tire wear upgrade or two, because that seems to be costing us a little bit. We've absolutely burnt these off, but at the same time, we're all good. We're going to get P6. Charles Leclerc officially wins the Monaco Grand Prix, so a home win for Charles Leclerc. A P6 for us in Monaco. That's a fantastic result. It's another points finish for us. We continue our run of finishing in the points. Every single race since the second race in Bahrain, we've gotten at least a points result, so still doing wonders in the Cookie Monster car. This is more of an expected result than Monaco, though. Like I said, coming into this Monaco Grand Prix, I was very optimistic about our chance of getting points. Being best of the rest completely, I wasn't quite sure about, but we were able to pull it off. Though we technically were not best of the rest this race. We finished behind Kimi, but, you know, nonetheless, P6, right ahead of Ricardo in P7. Grosjean in P8. That's going to be the first points of the season for the Haas. Our teammate Mazepin does not have a great result. Bottas, after the spin, drops the P14. He's not able to make too many overtakes. Albon doesn't do anything after the grid penalty. And you see Verstappen and Hamilton rounding out the podium. Let's go to Claire before we wrap this up.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. We all underestimated you, didn't we?
Yeah, Claire, I think this is like the second time you've asked this, but yeah, I suppose you did underestimate us. Next question.
It was more like dodgems than Formula 1 today, wasn't it?
Huh. I mean, you want my honest answer? Like, I would say those are friendly nudges, but like, that's at Valtteri Bottas.
Appreciate your time.
I got an achievement there. I think it was for like completing sponsor obligations, which you guys are about to be seeing in a second. Us getting some nice cash money for having not one but two sponsors now. So that's nice that we're bringing in more income. We're team Acclaim level 7. Once we get to Acclaim number 10, we're going to unlock a third secondary sponsor. So that should be exciting. At this point, we have pretty much already completed the goal of our primary sponsor for the entire season, which was getting 5 points results, which I didn't think would happen this fast, but with the way these races have gone down, like the wildness in Vietnam, the perfect strategy in Bahrain, the rain in the Netherlands, it's yeah, it's pretty much happened for us right here, right now, to where we leave Monaco. We don't get this money, that's 7.5 mil, we don't get to see until the end of the season, so it's just kind of going to be staring at us through a glass wall. We got to wait. You can look, but you can't touch. In the meantime, though, we're going to continue to upgrade our car, spend the resource points we are getting. We're going to try to continue to upgrade the engine department. It's the easiest way to make pace and, you know, try to hold track position by having a good engine. We already have a Mercedes power unit in there, so if we continue to work on that Mercedes power unit, we could have a pretty good engine package. As you see, we sim through the week. We have a diffuser upgrade that goes through, so that's big for us. Hopefully that means more downforce, more speed. Now, speaking of engine power, we're definitely going to need it for this upcoming race in Azerbaijan. That's the next race on the calendar. That's not going to be an easy race at all, so yeah. So this is the way the performance chart is looking after we leave Monaco. We are currently ahead of Williams and Haas, which we were already ahead of before the start of this, but now we're ahead of AlphaTauri and Renault, and we're on par with Alfa Romeo and pretty much McLaren. So a lot of great progress being made, a lot of great results, so a lot to be happy about. And on that note, leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed this Monaco Grand Prix video. Subscribe for more F1 2020 My Team videos, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you, as always, for watching.